Assalamu alaikum grade 6. How are you all? I hope you all are good. So today we are going to read this book Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. So open your book on unit 2. So this is our unit 2, A Job for Oliver. We have already read this portion. A Job for Oliver, Mr. Gamfield, and then A Kind Old Judge. And this portion was your homework to read it by yourself. But let's take short overview of this portion, that what you have read in this portion, or what the characters you have observed in this portion. In our this portion, Oliver start work at Sorberry's. No one came for Oliver Twist and £5, so the gentleman was very worried because no one was coming for Oliver Twist and for £5, so they were very worried. But Mr. Bumble think about his friend of Mr. Sorberry. He talks to Mr. Sorberry about Oliver. Then they decided a deal for Oliver. So Mr. Sorberry agreed to take Oliver. Oliver goes to Mr. Sorberry's shop with Mr. Bumble. So when Mr. Sorberry introduced Oliver to his wife was not so happy. Mrs. Sorberry is not glad to see such a small boy. She says that he is very small, isn't he? I don't see how he can be useful to us. So she is not very glad to see that boy. She takes Oliver in the kitchen and then give him some food. And this food was that food which her dog has not eaten. Then she takes Oliver to a dog room with the help of a lamp. So the appearance of the room was very horrible, not much light. There was boxes of food which was looking very horrible. Of the room was very horrible. That boxes of wood was of coffins. Coffin means some boxes for the bodies of dead people. So now he understood that he has to work in an undertaker shop, and undertaker shop means one whose business is to prepare the dead for burial and to arrange and manage funeral. Was afraid and not so happy. This was all for this portion of Oliver Start Works at Sorberry's. Now come to this portion, Noah Claypole makes Oliver angry. So here is a character in this chapter, Noah, who is another servant at Sorberry's like Charlotte. So he is not such a good boy. He always teases Oliver at his bed. So let's start this. So next morning there was a loud noise. Someone was banging on the shop door by kicking it with his boot. He was also shouting angrily to Oliver, "Open the door!" Oliver quickly ran to the door and opened it. He saw a boy older and taller than himself. This was Noah Claypole. "Come downstairs for your breakfast and eat it quickly, then go to work. Mr. Sorberry says you must do everything I tell you," he said. So this was the first day of Oliver at Sorberry's. He was sleeping, but there was noise everywhere. Someone was badly kicking the door with his hard boot. So obviously that was Noah, who was just trying to tease Oliver all the time. He gives instruction to Oliver that go downstairs for your breakfast and then go to work. He further says to Oliver that you have to do all the tasks which I will assign you, and this is the order by Mr. Sorberry. But Noah was lying about this because there was not such a order by Mr. Sorberry. Oliver soon found that life in an undertaker shop was hard. There was never enough to eat. Also, Mrs. Sorberry and Noah Claypole were cruel to him, but most of the time Oliver said nothing about it. Life was very hard at undertaker's shop, which was the shop of Mr. Sorberry. There was much work to do but less food to eat. uh, Oliver wants more food to work more. So Oliver was worried about Mrs. Sorberry and Noah, because they both were cruel to Oliver. But now he have to compromise with his fate. Because he recognized that there is no other option, so he remains silent and say nothing about it. One day he and Noah were alone in the kitchen. They were waiting for their dinner. Noah wanted to have some fun. He turned to Oliver, pulled his hair, and pinched him. "Wow, houseboy, how's your mother?" he asked. "She is dead." "She's dead?" replied Oliver. "And don't you say anything bad about her to me." "What did she die of?" Noah asked. "Of a broken heart, some people said," replied Oliver. Tears came into his eyes. Noah was happy to see this. "Ha ha, workhouse boy," he laughed. "So why are you crying now? Don't you say anything more to me about my mother," Oliver said. This is a story of one day. One day, Oliver and Noah were waiting for their dinner and were chit chatting. So Noah teased Oliver by starting the story of his mother. Yes, of his mother. So he asked him that what did she die of. So when Oliver tell him that she died of with a broken heart, then Noah laughs. This made Oliver cry, and he again asked to him that do not say anything bad about his mother. But Noah was making fun of his mother, so this made Oliver angry upon Noah. "Your mother?" cried Noah. "She was a bad one." "Workhouse boy, she was. It's a good thing that she died." "Ha ha." This made Oliver very angry. His face became red. He caught Noah by the neck. He shook him hard, then threw him to the ground. Noah began to shake with fear. "Help! Help!" cried the coward. "Charlotte, mistress, help me. The new boy is killing me." So now Noah is saying bad words about his mother. He says that your mother, she was a bad one. Workhouse boy, she was. It's a good thing that she died. So he laughed upon his mother, and it is unbearable for Oliver. Oliver can't bear this. He was full of anger now, so he grabbed Noah and shook him and beat him well. He threw him to the ground. Noah, who was full of fear, thought that maybe Oliver is a coward. But no, Oliver is not a coward. Actually, Noah is. So when Oliver starts to beating him, he shouts to call Charlotte and Mrs. Sorberry. He says, "The new boys is killing me." So this was all about for this portion, and now we will go for the last portion of this chapter, which is Oliver decides to run away. So let's start it. Charlotte, the servant girl, ran in screaming. Mrs. Sorberry followed, also screaming. Charlotte hit Oliver. Mrs. Sorberry held Oliver and scratched his face. Then Mrs. Sorberry and Charlotte dragged Oliver to a large cupboard, threw him there, and locked the door. "Run to Mr. Bumble, Noah," cried Mrs. Sorberry, "and tell him to come at once." In this portion of Oliver decides to run away. And this is about the scenario when Charlotte and Mrs. Sorberry goes to Noah. They both are surprised while observing this mischievous and surprising and attacking behavior of Oliver, that it was very harsh reaction of Oliver. Charlotte and Mrs. Sorberry scratched Oliver's face. They dragged him to a cupboard. They locked him there. They don't ask him that why did he do that mischievous act. Then Mrs. Sorberry asked to Noah that call Mr. Bumble. So now there will be the entry of Mr. Bumble. Noah ran off. He did not stop until he reached the workhouse gate. When he saw Mr. Bumble, he cried out, "Oh, sir, sir, Oliver has tried to kill me and Charlotte and my mistress. Mistress wants you to come at once and punish Oliver." Line Noah goes to Mr. Bumble and did not tell him the reason of Oliver's beating him, that why Oliver did this. He just said that Oliver tried to kill me, Charlotte and Mrs. Sorberry also. In the next these lines, let's see what Mr. Bumble will do. When Mr. Bumble and Noah reached the undertaker's shop, Oliver was still in the cupboard. He was kicking the door and shouting. Mr. Bumble did not open the door. He put his mouth to the keyhole and said in a deep voice, "Aren't you afraid of me, boy?" "No," said Oliver loudly. Mr. Bumble looked surprised. "He is mad, Mr. Bumble," said Mrs. Sorberry. "He is not mad, Mrs. Sorberry, but you have given him too much to eat and so he's become bad. Leave him there for a day or two without any food." Bumble arrives. He shouts at Oliver and tries to strict on him by saying that, "Aren't you afraid of me, boy?" Then Oliver said no, but Oliver is not covered now. He answered all the strict questions of Mr. Bumble, and that made Mr. Bumble surprised. So when Mrs. Sorberry said to Mr. Bumble that this boy is mad, Mr. Bumble does not agree with this point of Mrs. Sorberry. Rather, he says to her that this is your fault. You have given him too much food, that now he is not in our control. Now don't give him food for 2 days. This will be his punishment. Now Oliver will remain hungry for 2 days without any food. So let's go for the last paragraph, which is when Mr. Sorberry returned home, his wife told him to punish Oliver. The undertaker gave Oliver a good beating. Then he shut him up in the kitchen. When he was alone, Oliver cried. After a while, an idea came to him. He would run away. Very early the next morning, as soon as it was light, he opened the door. He looked quickly around, stepped outside, and closed it softly behind him. He was in the street now. He was free. So now Mr. Sorberry has also arrived. Her wife asked him to punish Oliver, although Oliver has been already given a punishment of remain hungry for 2 days without any food or water. But when Mr. Sorberry came to know about the mischievous and killing attack of Oliver, he beats him with his stick on his hips. This made us feel broken for Oliver, that how he has suffered so much in his life, how he is broken so much. But after beating, when Mr. Sorberry locked him into the kitchen alone, he thought of an idea. And what was that idea? He decides to run away from this shop. So he do it, and in the next morning when all was sleeping, he stepped out from the shop and got freedom. So he is free now, and he is very happy and excited about it. So this was all about for your lesson 2 or chapter 2. So you have to do your homework now. So let's go for your homework. Come to the last pages of this book. Here is a exercise given for chapter 2, a job for Oliver. You have to solve this. This is somewhat filling the blanks. You have to do it by your own self with the help of the reading of this text. Okay, Allah Hafiz.